But speaking of situations where teams are in a bad way, I guess you could say, that Tampa Bay Rays stadium situation has become a nightmare for this team. We recently found out that it is going to cost what was it, like over $50 million,
$56+ million,
$56 million to fix that weird synthetic roof that they had that up until now I didn't realize was just tarp, basically. But it is a very expensive tarp, and it is going to mean that they cannot play their games at Tropicana Field. So, and that won't be until 2026. We also know that they are trying to figure out a new stadium situation for the Tampa Bay Rays. So maybe with this disaster, maybe it plays into that. Maybe a decision is made for them to just build the Rays a new home, which will take much longer than waiting until 2026 for that to be done. But the Tampa Bay Rays will play the entirety of the 2025 season at George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, the single A affiliate home of the Tarpons for the Yankees. They play there. So obviously they're going to now be kicked out and have to go find a new place to play. At least at some time, there's going to be some adjustment that's needed. But how weird is this, that this is the option that we're kind of left with here?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they could just use one of the backfields for the Rays games, and then because the Tarpons, they need their attendance money, right? Like we can't be interfering with the Tarpons schedule.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, this is a very messy situation. Certainly, I think one of the weirdest parts of this is, as you said earlier, that the New York Yankees are in the same division as the Tampa Bay Rays. And a report just came out from Spot Track that the Yankees will gain $15 million in revenue from having the Tampa Bay Rays. It's not a great situation because
oh my God, the rich get richer, don't they, Jesse? The rich get richer. Oh my God.
I mean, can you imagine if the Yankees sign Juan Soto? Like, true or not, the narrative is going to be that the Tampa Bay Rays are funding
paid for it.
They're funding their division rival landing the best, the highest, most highly sought after free agent on the market.
That's
by having to play their games at their spring training facility. So, yeah, it holds about 11,000. I think that was one of the appeals here. Is it is the capacity is on the higher end for being a spring training facility. And let's face it, the Tampa Bay Rays weren't exactly drawing much more than 11,000 anyway. I think they averaged around 16,000 this past year at the Trop. So it might be kind of a fun environment in some ways with a sold out crowd, I would imagine, at least most of the time. But there are some complicating factors here for sure.
I know of a place that they could play, Jesse. It's a stadium that a lot of people might be familiar with that could hold a capacity up to 49,000 people. And it's actually located in Montreal. That's right. Olympic Stadium. Let's go back. Let's bring the Expos back. It's time. We already talked about it. There was that weird rumor where they were going to split time between Montreal and Tampa. We knew that was never happening. Just move them. Just get them out of here. I would rather be in a different country than be financing the Yankees free agency offseason. That is insane that's what's going to happen. It's funny that you're making their minor league affiliate have to go play somewhere else. That's kind of hilarious. But what's not hilarious is that we are going to have not one, but two Major League Baseball teams playing in essentially spring training / minor league facilities in 2025. And that doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. There's way too many facilities around the country for these teams to be playing in, stadiums that, one, are going to have a problem when it comes to weather, because both of these outdoor stadiums are in areas where the weather isn't going to be great at times.
Yeah.
Sacramento gets very, very hot in the summer. So good luck sitting through those games. I don't like to sit in the sun at Camelback Ranch when it's 85 degrees outside. Can you imagine when it's close to 100 and you're sitting out there in Sacramento? And same thing with Tampa. I mean,
Tampa gets hot and it rains
really
a lot.
hot and it rains, and it's so bad for baseball. And I can't believe that there aren't better options than this. More importantly, I can't believe, at least the Tampa the Tampa situation is a storm. You don't have any control of that. It's an act of God. You had control over what the hell the Oakland A's are doing, or I'm not even allowed to call them that anymore. The A's are doing, the Sacramento A's are doing. This whole thing doesn't make any goddamn sense, and I can't believe that there's not a better plan in place. I can't believe Major League Baseball doesn't have a better contingency plan in place for a major league team. Look what happened just because of the weather during the end of the season and how it impacted the playoffs and the Diamondbacks, right? So it's like baseball needs to get their thing that I can't say anymore together, get it all together, put it all in a bag and take it somewhere. Where? I don't know. Just get your stuff together and make sure that you have some sort of contingency plan for when emergencies and disasters like this happen. You got to figure it out. Like, hopefully it never happens, but when it does, you should have some sort of plan. And again, Olympic Stadium is falling apart. It's not in good condition. It's not like that's a great option. However, considering it exists and it hasn't been torn down yet, it's an option. I also have another option for you, Tampa. There's a stadium in Oakland that maybe we could put you in for the 2025 season. Those people would love to have a baseball team back again, and they would love it if it wasn't the A's. So we'll find something to do, but it's better than them playing an 11,000 capacity, single A affiliate stadium where the revenue that they generate is going to go to their opposition. That's crazy to me. It's bonkers.
I do think there's a fair amount of irony in the idea of, all right, well, a hurricane blew the roof off our other stadium, so now we're just going to go play outside. that doesn't exactly
just play at the Tropicana. It doesn't have a roof, neither does the other place. Neither place has a roof. My God.
That would be the wildest solution here. It would be like, all right, well, let's just rip off the remaining pieces of the roof and just play.
It's just an outdoor stadium.
Play the Trop as an outdoor stadium.
Get rid of the catwalks too while you're at it.
I mean, logistically, there are, I don't know exactly what Major League Baseball is supposed to do in this situation. Like, can you really move a team on the East Coast to the West Coast as much fun as it would be to just give Oakland a team back? Although I don't think that would be possible anyway. I guess the only scenario, Derek, to make it a level playing field for everyone would just be to have all 30 teams move to a minor league facility. So the Diamondbacks, they're relegated to
Salt River
Fields, I guess.
Good luck in July.
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy answer here if you're Major League Baseball. It's just a hurricane blowing the roof off of a stadium is understandably not. You're not necessarily going to have a great pivot for something like that.
Yeah, I get it, but there's better options than this. Cam says Rays turn into the Bisbee Frisbees. Don't hate that idea one bit.
There we go.
Not even a little bit. Well, we thank you guys.
We've been advocating for Bisbee as an expansion market for a long time. So it is time that finally the great people of Bisbee landed their Major League Baseball team. So we're all on board.